Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lag. You wake up again the next morning. By the time you awaken, it appears that Clara has left your side. She is out in the awning, the opening to the outside, doing some early morning stretches. So she's like sitting down and reaching out for her toes. Can't quite make it, but trying anyway.
What happened to the big and scary woods? Did you just decide to venture out of the cave?
I just need a little bit of sunshine to wake up every morning. Don't worry, I didn't venture very far, though. How are you? You were making some weird noises and thrashing around last night. Are you okay?
I always find that such a weird question. I don't think I was made to be okay. Does that make sense to you?
She nods in understanding.
So, when I say I'm a fear witch, what I mean is I can absorb the nightmares of the area and of the people around me. And I use them to fuel my powers and my imagination and the illusions that I create. Malchus apparently calls it a broken filter.
That's kind of rude.
Well, I mean, he is not known for his good manners, is he? I just think back of the phalluses that were like hung up on the wall, but I'm like, not really.
Yeah. What a guy.
So in a way, you could say that my filter between myself and all those nightmares is a little bit broken, which means that I'm getting more powerful, but it's also a little bit more dangerous for me, you know?
Is that why you live in the woods, so you can be so far away from so many people, so your nightmares are lessened?
It's a combination of both. Sometimes you accumulate so many nightmares that you need to work through them before you can collect new ones. Sometimes it's easier for me to deal with nightmares that are just the nightmares of animals that are around, that are not that don't feel that real to me. You know, there's some really cruel nightmares out there. Once I was in a village that was burned down to the ground and there were only 4 people left.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You know, I don't mind being a guardian of the valley. Might not be the shiny one in the golden armor, strutting around with my, halo on top of my head and my giant spear and being all angelic. Like, maybe that's not me. But I still take my job pretty seriously.
But it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a lot of different types of people to protect a whole civilization. I, for one, thank you for your efforts. I'm sure the people in the valley seem grateful as well with the food and lodgings they gave.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think if you wouldn't have been with me, I would have had a harder time, though. You know, you have your way with people and talking to them and all that.
You know, I guess in a weird sort of way, there's a lot of similarities between the two of us. You sort of exuding an aura of terror around you, and me just not having any idea how to talk to people. You know, they're both pretty isolating, I think.
I see what you mean. I get that. Well, I mean, doesn't have to be too isolating. I heard there's still going to be this origami workshop happening at some point with some lantern making. Not sure if spring is the appropriate time for that, but...
Well, the spell only takes, a day to memorize and a turn to cast. The lanterns otherwise can be bought pretty cheaply, but we'll save that for when you come back from your underwater adventure to the lake.
Yeah, I should probably leave for that pretty soon, to be honest. little bit wary of leaving the cave behind like this, but this is just what you get, you know? People always say it's so great to have property, but you also have to stay there and look after it.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you have a servant with you?
You mean Manfred?
I suppose I don't think we ever got introduced.
Well, technically he's not my servant. He's a chaos servant. I think if I ever wanted to have my own personal servant, I would probably need to call out to the Fia Naga who once invaded this place, but she was kind of comfortable here. I guess I could try to invite her back to have a look at it, but usually I don't like people lounging around in my place if they're not invited in.
I see. Charming. Fia Naga.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Not that scary, actually. Not as scary as me, at least.
Well, then it must be pretty likable. Let's go! I think, we got a long day walking in front of us. We should keep going. I packed up everything already. Don't need breakfast.
Great. Let's go when you're done with your stretches. I guess I'm
done stretching.
I securely still stash everything away and close everything up so the scent doesn't attract any wild animals or anything, you know. And then, yeah, we can be on our way.
All right. And back up the valley you guys go. A couple days later, you'll find yourself back in Acropolis, having had, a very long dinner. A 4-5 day dinner, essentially.
Better than a 5-star dinner. A 5-day dinner.
She
I
will
mean, she's
arrive.
made it out of the house, though. That is worthy something. Trying to get somebody to spend 5 days with her. You know how much money you have to pay for that if you want to buy that shit? That's expensive, yo. It's at least one potion worth of water breathing. Right there.
Yes. All right. You can bring her back to her place. As she arrives, she will open the door and see that there has been some break-ins while she's gone. And worried for her shop, she will sort of not quite ghost you, but very quickly become absorbed in the management of the shop, and all the social interactions drop to the wayside as she relies on her default settings.
Clara, don't worry about it. I can see you're busy. Is the instruction part of the label on the bottle, or?
Just drink it!
Like now?
No, right before you want to go in the water. It'll last for an hour-ish. Be out of the water by the time it wears off.
That's not how it works, Clara. How do I tell it's wearing off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't worry about it. Talk to you later.
No reply.
Ugh. I'll walk out of the store.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta buy some paper for next time. Okay, whatever. Who do I even? I've never seen an elf in my life.
Nope. Totally elfless.
Didn't even know there were elves around. Have I seen a dwarf? Do we have dwarfs in Acropolis?
Maybe a very select few, but they would be oddities.
Okay.
You might have seen some passing through, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think there are any that are permanently set up here.
Okay. I will try to find whiskey in the marketplace.
Yes. There's quite a bit of whiskey in the marketplace.
The woman called Whiskey Neal.
Oh. Yes, you find whiskey. She's out on a street corner.
This, I wonder. God damn.
With her kind of hands behind her back, looking up and down the streets for someone who needs to move something, or, needs to be woken up at some point.
Okay, whiskey. Whiskey, I'm awake and I don't need anything carrying, but maybe you can answer me a few questions.
What can I do for you?
Gotta fight that. There's a lake out in the plains. Connects the elves kind of to the humans, or I guess borders there.
Uh-huh.
Is it safe to just walk out there? Do you know anybody who's doing tours or something?
Tours? No. But there's a bunch of gnomes at Copper first.
I hand her a silver.
She will quickly pocket it. There's a bunch of gnomes that and other foot travelers that head from here, Acropolis to Hearthhome. They would know.
Half what?
Hearthhome.
What is that?
It's a town.
Oh. Is it in the plains?
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it's out through the plains. Never been there myself.
No. Traveling to what? Why are they traveling there? Are they transporting something?
I don't know. But I helped some gnomes move in. They came from Hearthhome.
Oh my god. It's not a what did we call them? Coca and Cola? I can't remember. No, it was Cola and
Coca.
Cocoa and Cola. They're not Cocoa and Cola, are they?
Yeah, of course. The only gnomes I know.
Of course. Where are the two of them?
She shrugs. Last I saw, they're over at the Giant's Drink.
Excellent. Well, thank you, and yeah, have a lovely day. I'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Interacting with the only 5 people I've met in 4 months. That's okay for me.
Mm-hmm. Tavern. You can find the Giant's Drink.
Ugh.
You can head on into the tavern and look around. It is... Oops. It is almost empty. There is nobody in here except for the guy sitting behind the counter, waiting for someone to order a drink. A barmaid standing nearby in an apron with like one of the rounded carrying dishes, just kind of holding it in front of her, and the 2 gnomes sitting at one table in the middle of the room.
Today is my lucky day. I am truly blessed by the heart of the cards. But it's goddamn empty and I don't need to squeeze the steamy people.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly making my way through the gnomes, and I'll say, Coca-Cola, how nice to see you again.
Why, hello there, speaks up one of them.
Nix, I'm the witch with the gnome dust.
One does not forget the person who wears a skull on her head very easily.
Well, heard you guys are headed out into the plains. What's up with that?
Oh, we just have to pick up a few more supplies, and then off to the plains we go.
So, I was thinking about going there too. Somebody told me there might be some werewolves in the plains. Have you ever heard of that?
No, what's a werewolf?
Oh, apparently it's I like give them the description.
That sounds fascinating. Never seen such a creature at all. But if they are as you say they are, then how would I know? Maybe I see that maybe you're a werewolf. Barmaid's a werewolf.
Maybe she is.
Coco clears his voice. You don't happen to have anything broken that you need fixed, do you? Flashes you a smile. No?
No.
That's what we do. We fix things.
I do need to travel down through the plains, though, so I was thinking if you're going into that direction, if you want some extra protection, I do have some daggers that might help you on the way. Really, I'm just looking for a ride, but I don't want to be entirely useless, you know? I figured, you know, we could travel together, and just in case something comes up, you know, 3 people is better than 2 half, you know? I mean, a couple of gnomes. You know what I'm halflings. You know what I'm talking about. You know, extra hands and such. Always good. Always good.
There's some awkward silence.
That's okay. I'm used to that.
Well, I suppose when we go, we could take you with us. But we're here in town for another couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? God damn.
You okay?
You don't happen to know anybody else who's traveling out there regularly?
Regularly? No. Hearthhome to here? Very, very uncommon. Some might even say rare. It's not an easy or particularly enjoyable journey. You know, lots of work, lots of traveling along rivers, making paths, fixing wagon wheels as they break, having to cross creeks, canyons. It's a real pain in the butt. But it does allow us to bring our services to new towns. But we, this is only our first time getting here. Spend a couple of months here, then we'll go back, spend a couple of months there, then come back here, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth.
I get it. Have you ever been to that lake that separates the elves from the humans?
I've heard of the lake. My sister went to the lake. She said there were just a few villages there, and they didn't have much to fix, and they couldn't pay very well. So I have no reason to go to the lake whatsoever. But they say it is north of Hearthhome.
How long does it take to get there, you figure?
From here?
Yeah.
Well, probably a week? Maybe a little less? I don't know. I've never been this way. It depends on how easy the rivers are to cross.
Oh my god. You know what? This is... Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you in case I need you guys. I'll let you know. Okay?
Okay. And they wave you goodbye.
I'll back the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not going how I was expecting. I don't want to spend 3 weeks in this miserable place waiting for the gnomes. Okay. I will. So I've been thinking about what Clara said when she said that she can't turn herself invisible, but she can put on this weird filter that she has, right? She can do that. And I'm thinking, well, Clara is a wizard in a certain place, but invisibility is a concept that would be great to have. But how do you achieve such a thing? Right?
Yeah.
Not gonna ask Malchus again, because he's just gonna send me on another one of these crazy holy quests and turn me into a werewolf. Obviously, that's what he seems to be trying to do. So, but maybe there's another holy quest you can do with somebody else who's a little bit more reasonable. I didn't know any other wizards in town, and I really don't want to try to meet anybody else who's just as crazy. So I'm gonna try to approach the... I'm gonna go to the... Is that... You said there's a generalist temple, I think, right? No? Okay. I'm gonna walk in there pretty casually, you know? It's not like I don't believe in gods, it's just that so far they have all been kind of a pain in the butt, but... Gotta give people a chance sometime.
Yes. You can head into the Generalist Temple, and you will be greeted by one of the priestesses there, who is on duty, and will wave you on in.
Okay. I'll donate 5 silver pieces. Yeah.
Well, that's very nice. Many blessings upon you, she calls as she sees you drop your coins in the offering basket.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'd appreciate if we could make this a kind of shortish visit. So, don't know if you've heard about me. I point towards my goat headdress and I say, I'm Nyx. You know, witch of the woods, the one with the fear, lots of blood nightmares. Does that ring any bells?
It certainly does. One of
Lovely.
the great wardens of the valley, the one who keeps the ogres at bay with her very fearful presence and terrifying aura. I appreciate you for not turning it on in town.
I mean, you're welcome. To be honest, you know, if I was interested in causing more fear, I could probably just talk to Tarasa himself, but I strongly do believe that if gods want something from you, it is their job to sometimes show up.
Mm-hmm.
And let you know what their request is, because in the long run it gets a little bit boring if you're always only requesting stuff from others. So not interested in Tarasa, what he's doing right now, so you don't need to give me the entire sermon about that. I'm not particularly knowledgeable about the gods, but that's why I'm here with you. I need a god who knows something about illusions and disappearing and making things seem different from what they are. And that one can't be Malchus, and it can't be Jackson.
You're speaking about Chis, goddess of appearances, goddess of the way things are perceived to be rather than what they are. Not necessarily the goddess of illusions or mischief or deception, but of the way we perceive the world. Also, highly influential in the domains of art and beauty.
Did you just call her cheese?
Cheese!
Like the old milk.
Okay, well, if you're going to bring that sort of attitude in here, you're probably not getting along very well with her.
Okay.
Calling a
How do you
goddess.
spell that?
C-H-I-S. Cheese.
Right. Okay. So
You know, like the
she's
name
goddess
Chris. It's with Chris without the R.
Why didn't you just say that? Okay. Wait. Did you say beauty and art?
Art is a subdomain of hers, mostly the domain of Ephra, but beauty is one of her primary domains, and, you know, general awareness, not awareness, but the way people take things in.
Right. How do I... This might sound a little bit weird, but how do I talk to a god if they don't sit in your house carving statues? How do you go about making an appointment?
I don't think you make appointments, but you can come in and open your heart and soul to them and ask them to give you inspiration or a sign or divinity, or, you know, just take a kneel before their statue and open yourself up to their words and wisdom and ways.
Okay, can you help me with the opening up part? Because I'm already not very good at that in a general way with people. So any advice would be greatly appreciated. It's like I'm kneeling down and I'm saying, how's it going? I am the witch of the woods.
That's a good start.
Let's have a talk.
That's not a bad... I mean, what are you looking for from Chis, goddess of beauty and appearances?
I want her to bless one of my cards.
Then I would ask her for a blessing and make a sacrifice or offering to her to show that this is not a one-way relationship, that you will serve her as she will serve you.
How much blood do you think is appropriate for an offering?
It's not about the quantity, it's about what it means to you. It's about what you give up for them.
What I give up for them. You know, that is quite difficult. What do other people usually sacrifice in that?
Well, a farmer might sacrifice a pig. A craftsman might make offerings of vases. A peasant might bring food for the clerics and priests here in the temple as a way of offering. A witch of the woods might offer. I don't know enough about you to know what is important to you or where your skills lie. Is there something that you do that you could do for her?
Well, there's one thing I can do. Usually I'm more an expert in a different direction, but I think I figured something out.
You can see the discomfort rising the hairs on the back of her neck and her keeping the plastic.
I'm not going to leave a
shopkeeper
large
style.
pool of blood behind, okay? Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Good talking. I'll see you around.
Many blessings. She like gives a bit of a shiver as you walk away. Clearly uncomfortable with everything.
I just roll my eyes. I'm like, dude, this is your goddamn job. You know, pull yourself together, woman. I don't say that, but that's what I was thinking. And she'll approach. Is there a statue of cheese or something?
There is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does this place, like this particular niche place, what does it look like? Where her statue is?
So there is an alcove built into the wall, upon which stands a statue, apparently, of the goddess Cheese. Let me just read the section here. And the statue is of a woman with two hands out and balancing on one foot with the other foot sort of like resting on her knee, so like kind of making an angle with her legs. Her eyes are closed, but she's in like very good balance, and the statue itself only has a tiny footprint on which to stand, so it must have been made with great care for its balance and positioning. Draping out of one hand is a cloth on which offerings can be placed, and same thing with the other hand, but with the way the statue is set up, you got to make sure you don't put anything too heavy on it, otherwise the whole thing might tip, or maybe not, depends on what it looks like, but you wouldn't want to put something heavy on these outstretched arms. She wears a simple, I guess, a toga, sort of like robes, right? Is that what I'm looking for? Toga. Let me look at an image of a toga, make sure that's what I'm talking about. Nope, not shopping for togas. Thank you very much. Toga. Oh yeah, that's totally what we're going with here. 100%. Yep, wearing a simple toga with a belt that would have gone around the waist and some sort of it's all in grayscale, right? It's all just a carving, but there's like a line carving around to give her like a nice thick lapel across her outfit.
Okay. Well, Nick has no idea if this is going to work or not, but on the other hand, sometimes you have to try to embarrass yourself to, get a step into the door. And she's gonna take out one of the cards. I don't know which one yet. I'll have to make a decision which one looks good for that. I have not prepared that one in advance, but I guess she doesn't look at the card itself, right? She picks one of her cards with her weak hand, with her right hand, and places it face down onto like in front of the statue, maybe on the foot of the statue. And then she's gonna take out this. She's gonna take out her phantasmal force, which she has now created an improved version of by, like, in the last combat, not this week, but the last combat we all had together. She crossed the audible glamour together with the phantasmal force, right? And she's created a spell which is like an improved version of phantasmal force by crossing these two spells together. And since this is right now the most powerful spell that she has, she's going to combine the two of them. And she's going to turn this little place in the temple in the most beautiful shrine for the next 4 hours. Because you can or I can roll for it if you want to, because there's like, as long as I concentrate on it, it doesn't vanish, right? So I'm gonna put all my strength that I have into trying to keep this illusion. And what it looks like is I'm going to turn the statue and make it look as lifelike as I possibly can. I'm going to turn her into the most beautiful woman, right? With beautiful, like a beautiful skin tone, beautiful hair. Like it looks so real that you can almost touch it, right? The skin looks incredibly soft. And I'm going to have, since phantasmal force and audible glamour together also emit some kind of sound, I'm also going to envelop the statue in a very soft sound of singing, right? That maybe I've picked up when I walked through the market square at some point. Probably not Whiskey, but somebody else probably had a lovely voice and was singing. So she's like combining all these ideas and just turning the shrine of cheese into this monument for like as long as she can hold on to her concentration.
And this will be apparent to everyone in the temple, right?
Yeah, it's very obvious. Like you walk, if you open up the temple door, that's where your focus goes, right? You look and you're like, holy shit, what is that? Right?
I were a priestess on entry duty for the temple. And a weird creature of nightmares entered in and animated one of my statues in a way. Animated, you know.
Yeah, in a very beautiful way, though, Neal. Breathtaking. Breathtakingly beautiful. And that creature is also one of the great guardians of the valley. Okay?
I would be torn between, wow, look at this amazing thing. Maybe there's something important happening here and we should give it its space and respect and observe and try and learn from it. And also like, oh my God, this creature of nightmares is like trying to bring things to life in the temple. Is she going to bring chaos and like terror to all of these things? I think I would be very confused or caught between these two extremes and not really sure how to deal with the situation. Does improve
You're also
phantasm?
the one person who did give the advice, though, right? You are the person who said, this is how you do it, and you have to show them what you got, and you have somehow, you know, like, I think you would feel at least a little bit guilty if you were leaning towards a negative way. You would think, I'm also kind of responsible for this, you know, so if in the end she says, I told her to do this, it's gonna look a little bit bad, you know? Not the greatest appearance, you know? So...
you do these things to the statue and a crowd begins to gather around slowly but surely. I think you're only vaguely aware of them as you're focusing on the illusion as the visitors in the temple grow slowly over the first hour or two. And that is when the statue comes down off of its pedestal and reaches a hand onto your forehead and kind of actually to your chin, a finger to your chin, and lifts it up so you can look at this stunningly tall woman standing before you. She's like, I don't know, like 6'8" or something. Huge.
Wow.
Tall woman, massive flowing toga forms. Yeah. She looks at you and says, "You've summoned me?"
I think anybody who's looking at cheese, no matter who you are, you're at least gonna have a split second of, what the fuck am I doing? You know? It's like, okay, way out of my league here. Like, oh God, I wish I would have paid attention to the 50,000 prayers Abaddon said the entire time. I can't even remember what he usually say in these situations. And I'll just look at it and I'll say, yes.
She's got this like soft, gentle expression on her face and like reaches out a hand towards yours to help raise you up off the ground.
I'll do that. And I think Nyx probably has lost her voice a little bit, you know? And she's also embarrassed because everybody is staring, you know?
Everybody is staring.
She knew that this would probably attract some attention, but she thought, it was just gonna be the statue. She didn't think the statue will actually come to life and talk to her. And now everybody's like, oh, look at those,
Mm-hmm.
And so she kind of clams up a little. Because this suddenly seems a little bit too much. And with a very croaky voice, and very quietly, she's just gonna say, Can you teach me how to disappear? And I'll just hold out my card towards her.
She gently takes your hand and places it in the crook of her arm and will walk, escort, etc., you out of the building as the crowd parts ways and bows their head in reverence. And
I think Nyx has probably her hand somewhere near her face where she's just like, can you just stop staring? Oh my god, this is the beauty and the beast. I think sometimes you realize how much of a beast you are when you're just standing so next to somebody this radiant,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yep. And she will walk with you into the town and speak with you as you go, saying, you wish to know the secrets of invisibility? Of vanishing from sight altogether?
I know that it must be the weirdest request for somebody like you, but...
Not at all. Many people wish to be seen, and an equal number wish to be unseen.
I think I'd rather not be there instead of tricking people to think I'm something I'm not. Does that make sense?
It is important to know who or what you are. It is key in life. Also to know what you want and where you're going. These are the precise traits that we can sum up with the words poise and grace. To know where you are and where you head. Exactly what I seek to impart in my followers. Will you be one of my followers?
I'm not particularly beautiful. Does that bother you?
There is beauty of appearance. There is beauty of function. There is beauty of design. There are a great many forms of beauty in this world. She gives you the non-answer of.
Mm-hmm. Can I keep the headdress? I point towards the skull on my head.
That is who you are. If you were to take it off, you would be a fraud.
Can you teach me more things? In the long run, I mean.
Of course. Of course. As she parades you through the town streets, it's apparent that she is the goddess Chis, and everywhere you go, everybody stares at you.
Ooh.
And as the kind of silent walking for a little bit drags on, she says to you, this is what you seek to get rid of. The attention, the focus, everybody looking directly at you. This is what you wish to remove?
Yeah. It makes me feel weird.
We can do this. I can show you how to hide in plain sight. What else do you want?
I need to make a great journey throughout the plains towards where the elves are. And I need to make it there safely. So I figured maybe if I could travel there unseen, it would be easier than to prepare myself for a great battle with whatever lies ahead there.
The way you walk tells much about who you are. You can avoid a great many trials and tribulations in the world simply with the way you hold yourself. You are wise to seek such methods of travel.
I just wanted to say, I'm not a coward, you know? I'm just not that strong yet. Maybe there's a time where I won't need all these things. But right now, I've held Varasi's hand about a week ago, and I don't want to do that handshake again very soon.
She stops the movement and looks at you a little disappointingly. You need to not worry. Yeah. Try not to worry so much what others think about you. That you would be a coward had never entered my mind. But it is clear you fear being perceived as a coward. Shun that thought. Care not what others think of you. It is not a measure of your self-worth.
Oh, I will work on that. I'll put it on the to-do list, starting right now.
The sarcastic reply seems to satisfy her, and she will continue the gentle walk through town.
I guess I'll just ask her. I'll say, so does it bother you that people will mostly see you as the goddess of beauty and grace, and the entire appearance thing just doesn't really reach them?
It reaches them when they need it. All things come in time and in due measure. Most people care for all that is skin deep, and for that I will serve them in that way. And when they are ready to see the greater picture, then I will be there for them in that way too.
That's quite impressive, actually. I do realize that that's a cheeky thing to say to a goddess, by the way, but it's just, you know.
Mm-hmm. You'll turn a corner in the streets and continue walking, and people will sort of, get out of your way, sort of, kind of, not really, but by now around this corner, they just have stopped paying attention to you. Like, they don't see you, or they don't see Cheese. And there are no more looks of any kind. You're walking through the streets as if you weren't even here.
What a good feeling. I think that's a relief right there.
You say this is to get through the plains with no problems. Sure, this is not so you can visit people in the night? Impart upon them the horrors that you feel yourself?
I'm not malicious. Okay? If I use my horrors on people, it usually is to scare them away from something that will be way more dangerous and way more deadly to them. It is more warning than anything else, first of all. And secondly, I need nightmares to absorb them and to use them for my magical powers. If I always stay away from people, then I have no chance of ever improving. And the more powerful I get, the more nightmares I will need.
Mm-hmm.
It goes hand in hand. It's not something I might like, but if I want to protect this valley, then I will need that power. And yes, maybe it's a sacrifice some people will need to make, but I'm also making my own sacrifices. I think of it more as of a symbiosis than of me abusing them. If that makes sense.
She bobs her head in approval. We'll stop at a nearby stall as you loop back around towards the market and pluck a flask of oil from a table while someone's not paying attention.
Cheeky.
Mm-hmm. And then wait with you as you watch the shopkeeper who looks back and then notices the flask is missing, starts looking around, makes eye contact with like some street sleeper, and starts accusing them of theft. And the person will get up off the ground and start to back away, being like, no, I didn't take it. And the shopkeeper will like come after them, all angry, like accusing them of stealing. And she kind of watches this happening with you as if it's some sort of like life lesson that she's trying to impart upon you.
Does the shopkeeper get aggressive at all?
The shopkeeper does begin to get aggressive, but the street sleeper will attempt to flee, grabbing their rags and blanket and head off down the road. Ooh, and with a 15 on their strength check versus the 1 on the shopkeeper's the street person will flee down the streets. Shopkeeper yells after them. Some guards in the distance hear the cries and try and run, but they'll go around some corners and be gone from sight shortly.
I think Nyx is just watching as this is going on. If the shopkeeper would have actually attacked, like if, for example, if the guy would have like tripped and fallen, I think she would have done something. But I think just this, like the image is okay. The concept, like this is fine. There are no severe consequences happening due to that action in her mind. So she's okay with watching this part.
Well, the
but
goddess
she didn't want the man to get hurt due to the trick immediately. No?
Yeah. The goddess will take the oil, put some in her hands, rub them together, and rub the oil into your hair from above, and like making sure it soaks in all over the place, giving you a bit of a head scratch in the process.
Unexpected head massage.
Unexpected head massage.
Sure.
But through the process, she describes to the way in which you would create yourself invisibly, the way in which you might make people not see you as you walk by. And with this, you can go spend some time trying to learn how to do the spell yourself. It'll be a regular spell learning check, and you would learn the personal perception filter spell. Not quite the straight up invisibility, but this is the same thing you saw Clara use earlier.
I'll make a little note. Personal perception filter.
It'll take you 2d2 days to learn, and it'll be a intelligence check, or not a spell learning check.
What's
on your character sheet somewhere?
What, you already put it on there?
Yeah, it's built in. It's under the intelligence substat on the basic page of your character sheet. Chance to learn spell. Fourth box.
Oh no, I meant which school it is, Neal. Like personal perception filter.
Oh,
it's not
enchantment.
Yeah. Oh. I have a base 70%
for
learning spells. I'm gonna come back to illusion. The 1d100.
D100. Want as low as possible. Oof.
Nope. Fucked it up.
Nope.
Made me too nervous the first time.
Yeah, so all the oil in the hair, the goddess walking around with you, the people staring at you guys and then losing track of you, someone else being blamed for the oil being stolen. It's all maybe a little bit too much understanding of social interactions for you to properly grasp.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were other spells you wanted though, right?
I mean, in total, yeah. Should I just roll for those two?
Well, we're over our time, but I did want to get to some of your stuff today. So,
which is nice.
I assume you have a list?
I do. So I'm just gonna. So I think we talked about this before. Since I've combined, Phantasmal Force and all the glamour before, I think you said you were gonna give me an extra 15% for spell learning, and since I do have, since it's an illusion and I have a base of 70, I would automatically learn that.
Perfect.
I would like to try for mount, I think.
Okay. And
so.
Mount. The first level conjuration spell?
Yeah. But is it first level? Yeah, I guess. Well, isn't there a second level as well? I feel like
there is a first and a second level. Oh, I made the second level version. Oh, this must be like improved mount, maybe?
I think it lasts longer. I think the first one is 1d4 plus 1 per level or something.
Yes, this must be improved mount. One is for hours, the other is for days. I see.
Yeah, I'll try the level again.
It's broken. We're well behaved. No switch there. Yeah, I'll deal with this later. So the mount spell. What is your source for this? Is this just the spell that you get for leveling up because you?
It is, yeah. Technically,
Okay, great.
Technically, I just get that. Like, that's
Throw
one
some
of
dice. Oof.
I guess
Bad luck.
I'm not particularly lucky today. Okay. Okay. I do still have 3 level 1 spells I'm getting from making it to level 2.
So what are you gonna get?
That I can roll for. I'll try for Unseen Servant.
Ah.
Inspired by Jeeves. I guess what I'm doing is I'm creating a shadowy, not Jeeves, sorry. Manfred. I'm gonna like, peel Manfred's shadow off the ground. Because I've seen him quite a few times. I'm gonna create a shadowy version of him for myself.
Manfred's shadow spell?
Yeah, that doesn't require too much effort. 68.
Nope.
So that's a part. What?
Don't you get a penalty for... Oh, you don't get a penalty for non-spells that aren't of your...
Is it? No, I might... Don't I just get... Oh, that is
It might just
true,
be a bonus. I don't remember if it's a bonus one way and a penalty the other.
Right. I think it's both. It's a penalty and bonus. So I would need a 55 plus 1.
So let's just double check the factors.
Unlucky.
Unlucky servant.
Yep, it's conjuration, so. I don't think I'm getting it. I think there's a minus 15. And
yes, plus 15, minus 15. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I technically have 2 more level 1 spells. So. Ooh. How about Featherfall, Neal? I don't have anything for now. Do not have anything. Oh, please. What a love of
There you go.
1 Featherfall for me. So I've tried. Do I have 1 more level 1 now? Right, Mark of Recall was level 2 as well. That's... Huh. I don't think I have anything else that I need to learn from level 1 though.
Okay.
Okay, what about... Okay, let's try the Allure spell then. If Cheese washed my hair, I feel like that's close enough.
Ah, and if this is another thing that you are asking Cheese about, then you can... Yeah, never mind. Go ahead, just do your thing.
Quick and revolt. Maybe you can, like, give me a 15 bonus if I fuck it up. Oh, no, I absolutely murder this one. Not doing that either.
Yep.
So that's that. We did invisibility for level 2. We did the mount one. And I automatically got the other one. Yeah, I'm done. That's it. That's
okay.
Like,
and you took the 2nd level mount?
Yeah. I tried to take it, so I didn't get anything but Featherfall.
Okay.
Yep.
So you'll spend some time in Acropolis trying to learn these things. Doesn't go great for you?
Nope.
Nope.
I guess what we'll have to do is admit our defeat. Wait for the halflings after all. I guess that's what's gonna happen. Eventually. Not today, but eventually. Unless you wanted to go overtime for like 2 hours, but...
Well, I figure it's like nearing late for you. No?
I mean, I'm fine if you want to...
we can keep going.
Finish this up, okay?
Let's keep going. Well, we'll take one more break right now then, so I can go grab another beverage, and we'll have an extra long session of lag. See you guys on the other side of the break.